These dogs don't know why they are in the fighting ring.
There you go, there you go, there you go, there it is, there it is, there it is.
Their owners force them to fight, with bloody results.
He wants so badly to just be set free and just run and not feel this heavy, heavy weight on him at all times.
At this point, there's 34 dogs that we found that's consistent with dogfighting operation.
The walls have blood splatters that you can see in the red. What they'll use is to tease the dogs and just get them, good at biting. You can see that the bottom of it has been chewed up and ripped apart and bit up pretty good.
We so far have found a massive amount of blood, even being able to show areas where dogs had brushed up against the wall where they were fighting. We used Blue Star, which is a reagent to determine whether or not there is blood in an area.
Oh, is that better? Is that better?
Right now, the dogs are being removed from their chains and being examined by veterinarians so that they can document the scarring and the injuries that the dogs have, and then they'll be transported to a temporary shelter where they'll receive more veterinary care and lots of TLC from volunteers.
He's a good boy. Yeah.
Kisses. Oh, puppy kisses.
She's emaciated, and she's actually a nursing mom. She's got puppies approximately 3 to 4 weeks of age.
She's been through a lot of pain. But not anymore, not today. You ready to go? Let's go. She's ready for her new place.
The minute you take them off the chain, the minute they feel that heavy, heavy chain released from their neck, you can see it in their eyes. These dogs, you can just see their whole body, the language changes, and they want to just snuggle into you. It's as if they know you're here to rescue them, and you're taking them out of the misery they've known most of their life.
In this case, we named the dog Stallone because of his personality and the fact that he had just survived a fight. When I saw Stallone's face, several things went through my mind. First, this was a dog in desperate need. Second off, you ask yourself, why do people do this to animals? It's cruel. It's one of the most horrible things that I've ever seen. I've actually never seen a dog in that bad of condition. Stallone, however, caught me off guard with his injuries. I mean, that face, he just, very sweet eyes, tail always wagging the entire time. So it was more of an emotional thing to become attached to that dog.
I mean, really, it's heartbreaking. I mean, he had such severe injuries to the face that he just wanted to be held and touched and was actually very docile. I mean, a dog like that, he just wants to please his owner. He just, unfortunately, was bred into a home that instead of facilitating a companion relationship, he was used for being pitted against other dogs, but his condition was, you know, grave.
Chin swollen.
I mean, that type of damage would not have happened in just a quick couple of minutes. I mean, that type of damage was probably a longer match, half hour plus.
It's sick. I don't see how another human can do that. Well, tail was the only thing that really didn't have any bite marks on it. That poor dog was just wagging away, wagging away. I can't quite wrap my mind around how a dog who has been that physically and mentally abused can still curl up in your lap and give you a kiss. And even though he doesn't know who I am, he was happy we were there. This was most definitely not Stallone's first fight. It was actually kind of hard to tell how significant the wounds were on his face until we put him under so we could clean his face and clean all the wounds off.
If you looked in Stallone's eyes, you could see that he was suffering, and all he wanted was a kind hand, just to be pet or held, you know, wagging his tail gently.
Every vet there worked almost around the clock, fighting to save Stallone's life. In the end, his wounds were so extensive that we lost him.
I mean, I believe that Stallone's story should be told. I think that's something that people need to see. This is the real face of dogfighting.
All they really wanted was somebody to love them. Give them a good pet, give them a good home. You know, dogs like that just want love and attention. I actually have a picture of Stallone up in my cubicle, and that when I'm here at the office, that is what reminds me every day that this is why I continue to do this.
It's easy to be overwhelmed by the numbers, but it's important to remember the individuals. Individuals like Faye. Faye had had her lips shredded, and the dog fighter had cut her lips off afterwards. It really tears at your heartstrings. Faye has suffered so much at the hands of human beings. She still demonstrated some faith in humanity. Faye is one of the lucky survivors who represents both the pain and agony that the victims of dogfighting are forced to endure, but also a happy ending, a rescued survivor who now is healthy and happy at a new home and has been given a second chance. Faye wouldn't have made it without you, and thousands of animals just like Faye are counting on you to be rescued from suffering.
pit bulls are associated with being too territorial, too obsessive, too possessive. So all the wrong things, right? But you can use that same philosophy and give him a job, and he will do it with the same determination.